I'm in the Model 3. I just set navigate on autopilot. What? Oh. Okay. Helps if you go into drive. Hey everyone. All right, real quick about this video. You should know that my daily driver is a Nissan Leaf. I've been driving Leafs for 5 years now. I rented the Model 3 because my lease on this car is ending in a couple months and I'm thinking about getting a 3. So I really wanted to get a feel for what that car was about. So this video is kind of a combination between a reaction, review, and a comparison. I also made a separate video on autopilot and supercharging. So if those aren't out yet while you're watching this, stay tuned for those. Those should be coming out pretty soon. So without further ado, here is my take on the Model 3. Okay, all right. Oh, the car's driving itself. Holy this is weird. Oh, God. My girlfriend has adaptive cruise control on her Prius Prime, so I'm used to not worrying about my feet when driving on a highway, but man, it's a different feeling when it's steering for you. That's a trip. This is awesome. I have 303 miles of range. Oh man. Because I have so much range, I don't really mind going a little bit faster. With my Leaf, because I only have 120 miles and my daily commute is 70 miles, I don't usually go in the fast lane because it drains the battery faster, which means I have to charge longer. Yeah, so this is cool. I like it. This is kind of what I deal with every day. What's been happening is not typical for my daily commute. This kind of stuff of just like stopping is very common. The car this is so awesome. Oh, fuck, man. I'm going to get like another couple jobs so I can buy this car soon. All right, so something also in comparison to the Leaf. This A-pillar is in a much better position. The visibility is way better than my Leaf. Oh, cool. I did not know that the Tesla also has tire pressure gauges, which makes sense, but just didn't know. Cool. Once I get on here, I want to kind of feel the acceleration, see what that's like. Okay, here we go. Holy fuck. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that was all right, sweet. So one unfortunate thing in this really small case of having an electric car is when you step on it and it shoots you through the universe, because there's no sound really, it doesn't come across in video as well as it does if you were in something like a Lamborghini. But I'm telling you, as a driver, it's really fun. We're gonna try to gun it again on an on-ramp because we can. Here we go. Okay, we're going at a reasonable pace. Reasonable speed. Unreasonable speed. Oh my God. Yes. I have a feeling that won't get old. All right, I'm about 20 minutes into this. Everybody who's thinking about buying a Model 3, just go out and do it. If you have the money, if you have the financial ability to buy a Model 3, do it.
Just do it!
Especially if you're in LA and you drive a lot, just buy it. Just do it.
Do it!
If you can't afford it, sell your children. If you don't have children, sell a couple organs. You have a few, you don't need them all. So one thing I noticed is the regen on here. Right now I have it on standard, which is pretty light. It feels like my Leaf actually in B mode, but I don't think it's quite as heavy as like the Chevy Bolt. So when you first get in this car, at least when I first got in the car, all the menus and stuff seemed a little overwhelming. Just seemed like there was a lot of different options. When you really get into it, there's not a ton going on, yet there's still a lot to do exactly what you want. So for instance, right here on the quick controls, there's a fold mirrors, really easy to get to. Adjust mirrors and steering wheel, that was really easy to get to. Glove box. It's kind of it's laid out really well. And the sound system is really good. When the Model 3 first came out, I think people were a little bit concerned on how the speedometer was on the screen, kind of out of your front view. But I can say that it doesn't bother me at all. And I'm coming from the Leaf, which I think has the perfect position right in front and up. And it's really easy to see how fast you're going in that car. But this really isn't a big deal. Just a second glance down and you can see how fast you're going. So what I was worried about before is, having to look away from driving. Like when you're driving a regular car that has tactile buttons and stuff, it's easy to memorize the position of that. I'm sure with time, you can kind of memorize the position of this stuff. But right now, I don't know where anything is. The car is driving itself. I can just do that, keep my hand on the wheel, look at the screen, and figure out how to do the whole thing. Something that makes this car feel sporty. One thing is you can tune the steering to make it heavier, so that makes it feel more sporty. You can see the wheel arches here on the front, which in my experience has mostly been from high performance cars, so it's kind of cool. It makes you feel more sporty. Something that's pretty cool, when you're at a complete stop, you'll get this H hold mode, and you can take your foot off the brake, relax your feet, because your car is basically fully stopped. You don't have to worry about it creeping up like you would with a gas car or like you would with my Leaf. It seems like a pretty minor thing, but it's really nice to be able to stretch your legs. Especially if you've been driving a lot. I've been driving since 9 a.m. and it's currently 1:27. So yeah, those little things are like a really nice touch that I haven't experienced in another car so far. All right, so I gotta say, because I've been driving since 9 a.m., I had lunch, stopped to have lunch, but I've been doing a lot of driving. And one, I am definitely not as fatigued as I would be in my car. And two, it's amazing that I still have 156 miles left. I'm coming from a car that max range is 120 miles. I can get about 120 miles out of it, but really by the time I get to 120, I have like 1 or 2% left. So anyway, it's just really cool to see that much mileage left after driving half of a day. All right, so now it is the really, really sad moment when I have to take the car back. Oh God, I'm so sad that I'm taking this car back. I do not want to take the car back. Yeah, this car's been great. It's been amazing. But just to show that it's not like there are a few little problems with the car. One is the frunk. The storage is awesome. The part that kind of sucks is the design of closing it. I think the natural thing to do is just to kind of let it, just like a trunk, right? You just kind of close it. But with the frunk, you're supposed to put it down gently and then press it on the sides of the logo. And that, it's not the easiest to close all the time when you do that. So that's a really small annoyance. Another kind of quirk about this car is the way you open the door. If you're used to it or you've been in other cars that have the push button, just the button to open the door, it's not quite so weird. But when you haven't done that, you kind of look around to see how you open the door. And if you have a good eye, you see the emergency latch. That if you don't know, there's a little emergency latch that's a manual switch, kind of like how you normally open a door. But in this car, you're not supposed to use it unless it's an emergency, because something about it can mess up the windows. So again, that's a design flaw. The thing itself is a good idea, right? Because in case your car doesn't have any power, then you want to be able to get out of your car, and that's a way that you can do it. But a lot of people are going to be looking for your regular kind of latch to open the door, and then when they find it, they're going to open it, and apparently it kind of messes up the car. So that fact is stupid. Like, emergency latch, good. Engineering it so that if you do it too many times, it messes up the car, bad. I don't know how to do thumbs. Another little quirk, when you're in drive and let's say you pull over to go pick somebody up, it looks like I couldn't find a way to unlock the car except for putting it in park. So normally, my car locks after you go a certain speed. the doors automatically lock. If I go to pick someone up, I can just press the, regular unlock button on the side of my car and unlock all the doors. In this car, there isn't an unlock button anywhere that I could see. So I went to go pick up my girlfriend and her friends, and I'm pulled over and they're trying to open the doors and they're locked and I don't know how to unlock it. Finally I just pressed the button on the inside of the car. But I find you can also just press park and that unlocks the doors too. This car is so much quieter than my Leaf though. I really noticed it on the highways, but even on the surface streets, you can really tell how much quieter it is. Damn it, no, I'm here. Oh, it's so sad. I want to give it back. All right, as you can see, I loved the Model 3. I'm planning on making more videos about my journey to buying my own Model 3, so stay tuned for those. Also, keep a lookout for my video on autopilot and supercharging. Should be coming soon if they're not already out while you're watching this. And if you liked what you saw, please come back, watch some more videos, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye. This is it for the Model 3. I'm gonna jump back into my Leaf and we'll see what I feel like when I get back in there. Okay,